Hello, 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 and welcome to the Galfond Challenge. Andreas, Froehli, David Tuckman alongside each other in a metaphorical sense. You know, we need these kind of distractions. We need, if it's not sports, it's poker, if it's or both. You know, and unfortunately for it's not, there are no sports right now. So I will tell you over the last few days, I have been looking forward to this so much. So as far as I'm concerned, thank God it's continuing on, and thankfully you are all joining us as well. So thank you. So hopefully we can distract you for the next 4.5, 5 hours, and we can do that most days, and you can forget about it all. Andreas, how are you, by the way? As we have a couple of pots brewing here.
Yeah, we're already at the first pot and doing good. How are you, David? The King Queen 7-4 3-bet pot, Venividi c-betting on the flop, and now Izzy following up on this fourth club's turn. Generally speaking, decent board on the flop for the 3-better. A lot of high cards, but now with the 4, he ends up checking. Yeah, just with the opening statement that you made there. Oh well, Phil committing, it seems like, on this somewhat draw heavy board. There's a lot of straight draws there.
There it is, all in here. Set of queens versus top two, and the set of queens is good for Venividi. He strikes first.
Four bet pots on the right.
Good shout there.
The board comes ace high, filled with the small bet.
Yeah, this flop really favors the 4-better, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
I
always
feel
good
like
to
I've been
see.
watching, the last 15,000 of hands or so. I'm like a PLO expert now.
Well,
But Venny
Venividi
does
finds a
call.
continue.
6 of spades doesn't look to change much. I mean, and then he checks once again. Pot is just under 18,000 euros. There's the all-in from Galfond. He's done messing around. There's the call. And all of it. That's right. All of it goes over to Galfond. He had ace, king, king. Was it ace, king, king, 7?
Yeah, and he had the flush draw as well. So he had Venividi in pretty bad shape there.
Nat Pumper says Tuckman and Joe Stapleton sound quite similar to me, so I have to read who is commentator at present time. Okay, here's the case. I am slightly better at poker than Joe. I think he would admit the same, and he is way, way, way funnier than I am. Okay, so if that helps. Oh, juicy pot on the turn here. Does Galfond go with it? 7,200 back over to him as Venny has raised to 95. $21,500 in the pot. Table 1, Queen of Diamonds on the river. Straights certainly got there, no doubt about that. 10-8 got there. King 10 got there. Galfond checks. So after Galfond calls the turn, he checks the river. Action on Venny.
Still about half pot behind.
All in. Galfond. 11 to win. Call it 32. So he's getting about 3-1 to make this call. He does not make the call. Venividi wins that one. And with that pot, jumps back in the lead. Sorry, go ahead, Andreas.
Yeah, he didn't snap fold there, so he didn't have that, busted club draw that he would have just snapped mucked, I guess. So he didn't have that draw. So maybe just ends up having like a one pair holding. Pot.
Right now, I would love nothing more than to go to a pub and enjoy myself a nice beer. But since I'm not going to a pub, 5-figure pot on Wash Your Hands. Pot size bet here by Venividi on the deuce of spades turn. This is a 3-bet pot, not a 4-bet pot. Galfond is all in. There's the call. Galfond with the 6-3 is going to win it.
Marie Bersac, I think that's also a little bit unfair because there's a lot of players who are donating to rec charity in poker. And I think like calling poker players out for not like giving back, I don't think that's the appropriate thing to do. I think that's the easy way. A lot of people choose that easy way of like blaming some poker players for X, Y, Z, and I think it's pretty much unfair in a lot of spots. I mean, not saying like poker players are saints or whatever. There's obviously a lot, there's always going to be people either way or their behavior, and put into some circumstances, people will behave differently. Sure, if you're put into some circumstances, if you can't think of yourself as doing something fucked up given certain circumstances and your upbringing, etc., maybe being slightly different, I think you're lying to yourself.
Well said, Andreas. Well said, my man. Pot size bet here on the river over in the gastropub. That is Galfond's gastropub. See, I could imagine at some point Phil owning a gastropub.
I mean, this is a nice run out. I just want to talk about hand a little bit. From like a straight flop, which is not so great for the 3-better.
There's the call.
Yeah. The turns of
deuces,
5 every
what a call there. Galfond had deuces to make the full house.
Yeah, I think wow. I mean, the king and the jack are a lot. I mean, they are the blockers that he was basically using. I mean, deuces in itself is also like kind of neutral. What a hero call. It's huge pop ring.
Yeah, we got a big pot there over. Yeah, wash your hands there. So this is a 3-bet pot. It went Galfond bet flop, Galfond bet turn. Got called both times. Now he checks. Venividi in the time bank. Thinking about this one.
That's a pretty long tank.
It is, and then he decides to bet all in. He decides to wager all of his betting chips. He puts 11,600 in there. Pot's now 28,000, 11,000 to call. Back over to Galfond. Again, Galfond was the 3-better. He bet the flop, he bet the turn, he checked the river. And he folds. Sub-Zero Dad says, is the schedule for this challenge posted somewhere so we can see when it changes? Yeah, I'm not even sure about that. Is there a schedule up there, Jamie? I know the schedule right now is generally play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, take Wednesdays and Sundays off. But the players do make some changes here and there. 3-bet pot over in the gastropub. Venividi, after getting checked to, bets 1835. Galfond raises. So after 3-betting pre, there's the all-in. We could very easily have a 40K pot. We do.
Fill with a nut straight.
7-9. He gets there.
Wow.
He had the 7-8 already, so he flopped the nuts. And the 7-9 just improves it a little bit more. Galfond wins a 40K pot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put in the suits, but it's like 60-40 for Vinny.
60-40 for Venny, even though Galfond flops the nuts and is still only 40%. So 1835 bet. There's the all-in. Galfond going nowhere.
Okay, with the suits, it's even worse.
Yeah, so Galfond had no backdoor draws, huh?
Well, he had the redraw with the 9, but it wasn't necessary as he had it already.
Yeah, I was going to say, the redraw doesn't really change anything, does it? Well, what a flop for Venny. I mean, Venny flopped a set and an open-ended straight flush draw.
The redraw helps because Vinny could have chopped it on that 8.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So what were the equities on that flop?
I think Jamie posted it. Was it 65-35?
65-35. Okay. Well, anyway, you cut it. Galfond won that pot and has won a few others as well. And what was a 26,000 euro deficit? Suddenly, it's Galfond back in the green as he's up a little bit over a buy-in.
I mean, a set in a straight flush draw is such a strong hand. But yeah, sick hand on now. Wash your hands.
I mean, it's just so sick. I mean, this game is just such a crazy sick game. You can flop a set.
Vinny shoves with
and an open-ended straight
quads. He shoves into the quads.
Oh wow, that was huge. Venny sitting out. Maybe that's the end of it. I don't know. Again, the players were scheduled to play 4 hours. I was told this morning they might play 4.5 or 5, but Venny is down 5 buy-ins.
Yeah, it was fun for sure. I mean, what a day! Another 112K seems to be the final result after 537 hands, unless like they just play for another half an hour, which I don't think is going to happen.